How y'all doing today? Welcome back. Welcome back. Skip that. All right. So, um, turns out it was in 4 days. You know, try to get every 3 days. Let's see. So this weekend, I'm gonna be away. So, I'm obviously gonna do all my videos. My videos will be done for sure. But I will be away, so my poem videos, like it's gonna be. I probably won't have another poem video till June. Let's be honest. So either Memorial Day or in June. One of those 2 days. June 1st or Memorial Day. One of those 2 days. Cause I'm gonna be. I'm not saying where I'm going, but I'm not gonna be here. So. Or I could do some videos there, depending. I see how I see how I feel. I see how I feel. But yeah. So, but for right now, yeah. I hope y'all had a good. I hope y'all having a good day. A good, good night. Um, hope y'all been, you know, maintaining and, you know, staying calm, cool, collected throughout this pandemic. It's getting lighter and lighter now. So, you know, expecting schools to open up in the fall. Um, I hope y'all are staying, focused on your goals and, staying motivated, staying self-driven, all that stuff. But, yeah, I have fun making these videos. It really helps me stay on a mission, stay disciplined, stay focused myself. So it like puts me on the right path of doing the things that I want to do and doing the things that I plan to do in the future. Um, you know, because I'm gonna have some big changes in the summer and in the fall. So some real big changes. Um, you know, me myself, I'm not the biggest person with change. I'm not the most, you know. I guess it depends on what kind of change, cause if it's something different than what you do every single day, then it's fine. Like I get excited for new things, but if it's something where it's just like a whole new change, where it's just completely out of my comfort zone, it's not the easiest thing for me to deal with. I'm gonna be honest, but it's all a part of the growth process. It's all a part of growing as a man. And as a young black man, it's all a part of the process of growing. Um so yeah, I'm gonna, get into what y'all came for. It's the poem. Alright. Enjoy. You should do what you wanna do, but think your options all the way through. I've seen things that I never knew. At least in the past, it wasn't true. You see, it's you that chooses your life. You choose the joy and you choose the strife. Your perception can be with a hopeless outlook, or you could work and succeed until you reach eternal bliss. Let's do that over. Let's do that over. All right. You should do what you want to do, but think your options all the way through. I've seen things that I never knew. At least in the past, it wasn't true. You see, it's you that chooses your life. You choose the joy and you choose the strife. Your perception can be an outlook that is hopeless, or you can work hard and succeed until you eventually reach eternal bliss. So you can choose what you want to do with your life. It's all up to you. Like sometimes the experience, like the um external, the external what is it? The external factors that may conflict with your life, may conflict with your life. But if you have some control in what goes on in your life, then you have to do with that the best of your ability. You can't just be a slave to your environment. You can't just, if you want to do better for yourself, you have to think beyond the box. You can't be stuck in that space. You can't be stuck in that space. That means, even though it's hard for most to do, you have to be accountable for what you're in control of and what you're not in control of, and accept that certain things that you're not in control of. Accept what goes on outside of your world that is out of your control. The people around you that may be toxic, that you may not be able to necessarily get away from all the time, or your height, or genetics, or all those external like factors. But the internal factors, the way that you think of yourself and the way that you perceive the world around you and your mindset, these are the things that you can control, and the things that you can, that you can make into strengths, that you can develop and make stronger and stronger. And part of that comes from, traveling and seeing the world outside of your little bubble. Certain people aren't able to necessarily do that because they don't have the resources or the means to necessarily do it at that moment. But you have to find a way to, get outside of your box. If you've been outside your city, if you've been outside of your neighborhood, if you've been outside your house, obviously outside your block, you're able to see, you may be able to see different cultures and different environments and different perspectives other than yourself. If you stay in that box, you're only able to see what you want to see and what you think is what it is. You can't see what is really out there, what it really is. So that comes with getting older, maturing, getting older, maturing, um, getting more experienced, having more experiences, um, developing your craft, developing your skill sets, becoming more well-rounded as a person, getting more fit, developing a stronger mindset and a better work ethic. All of those things are things that you can control and that you can use to your advantage to improve your situations. Improve your circumstances. And when you really think about it, there's a lot of things that happen in your world, obviously, that you can't control, but that just isn't reality. That just isn't true. And you may have been conditioned to think of it as true because that's all you knew, but it really isn't that. So I've watched videos and um they would say, you know, you gotta you gotta you gotta relearn or unlearn the things that you knew and relearn the real truth about things. Wake up. Don't be woke. Because what is that? That's corny. But open your eyes to what is really in front of you, not what was conditioned seemingly to be in front of you, which really isn't in front of you. If you get what I mean. Um and even when we say things like this on when people say things like this on platforms, like when you're younger, um, in your mind, you're trying to self-censor yourself, and um, in your mind, you're critical of what you're saying. Like, why did you say that? Like, you don't know what you're talking about, this and that, and because you're conditioned to think a certain way that may not be reality. um, and as soon as you get out of that mind space, out of that um, headspace, you're able to see the world for really what it really is, and not what was portrayed to you. I really hate conspiracizing and getting political, and so I don't do that on here. I don't do that. And conspiracy theories, I don't really like to get onto that side, but I like to um not assume that everything I'm told, even from the people that I care about most and that I look up to most, is true. I like to think that even from them, not everything that I'm told is true, which is true. Not everybody is going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you their truth. They're going to tell you their perspective of the truth, but that might not necessarily be 100% true. You know, they're going to tell you from their perspective, their standpoint, and because you might relate to it, you might hold on to some things there, and you might be more inclined to agree with that than what is really what it is. And you know, it's important to, when you're giving advice or you're giving criticism, you know, not take everything seriously and not take it to heart, not take everything to heart. I may do that at times, and I'm working on doing better at that, but you um you learn that don't always take everything so serious. Sometimes it's, you know, like like um take what you can take from it to really understand what they're saying, instead of feeling attacked. Take what, you know, the essential, you know, the meat of what they're saying, and you know, see it for what it is. See it as advice. It doesn't mean that you necessarily have to take that advice. It just means, you know, it's there for you if you need it. And it's, you know, it's better than not being told anything at all. At least you have like an idea of, you know, what to expect, or, you know, you have a little more understanding from somebody else's perspective that may have, you know, good advice from, you know, they may have advice that can help you in the future. You know, you could always learn from everybody, no matter who it is. So, you know, try to compartmentalize what you're being told and just see the meat of what's being told, and, you know, understand that it's their opinion and that they could be wrong in it, but they're just saying what, from their standpoint, this is what they have to say. You know, it doesn't mean that they're right or wrong. It just means that this is what they have to say. So, you know, yeah. There's a lot of people that will stir you and make you think one way, but it may be the complete opposite. They might stir you this way when you should be going this way, or they might stir you this way when you should be going this way, or, you know, all of that. And they might, you know, they might have the best intentions at heart, but they just may not have the understanding or knowledge that you may have been seeking to really get you to understand what you need to understand. And don't see it as them just being wrong, or don't see it as them just not knowing what they're talking about. Maybe maybe their perspective holds weight in some forms and in others it doesn't, you know. So you can see it like, you know, they're trying to, you know, help you in other ways. And they could, you know, there's never anything wrong with taking criticism, well, taking it with a grain of salt. And I'm man enough to say that that's a spot of improvement for me. No one likes to be told that they're wrong or that what they did was not right, you know. But, you know, I would rather be told the truth than be fed a lie for years and be patronized and be coddled, you know. So I'll take the truth, even though I'd be hurt at that moment. I always, even in the situations where with family I've been, you know, I felt offended at the time, I've been hurt, I've came back and thought about it. I looked back at it and realized what they were actually saying. Like, I took a deep breath, or I came back later on and thought about it and realized that, you know, yeah, what they were saying actually does make sense. But I want to get to a point where when they're telling me, right at the moment that they're telling me, that I'm able to, you know, take it in and, you know, assess the situation for what it is at that moment, and not always have to come back to it later and react in the moment when it happens, you know. So that's just me. If y'all have any thoughts, you know, put it in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe, all of that, you know. I'll see y'all later.